Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Portal with RTX. I figured might as well throw this on since I've recently upgraded my computer. For those of you who are curious, I went from a i7 9700K that I bought around in 2021-ish, I think January of that year. Or I guess I bought it in late 2020. And then I built the computer in January 2021 with that processor, and eventually, I think some point like October 2021 or something, I bought myself my trusty old RX 6700 XT graphics card with some Asus TUF motherboard in there. Fine machine. Served me very well for many years, but I decided to splurge on a super-powered computer. So now I'm rocking a Ryzen 7 9800 X3D and the new 9070 XT. Because I'm not spending money on Nvidia's graphics cards until they decide to, lower their goddamn prices. So, I was not able to play this game when it came out because of my graphics card. Trying to play it on anything other than low settings would set it on fire, and even then it was like 10 frames per second. But as you can see, I've got it on balance, because if I do it on quality, it starts to get a little bit laggy. In fact, you'll probably see. So, go to rendering. I'm pretty sure the brightness will be fine here, but you see I've got it on ultra now and everything's fine. I've tried my hardest to get a frames per second thing up here, but fraps is shit and I can't figure out any other way to do it, so we're doing this. So I figured might as well play through this and enable the developer commentary. Unless I can't, because it's not using the saves from Portal 1 that I did. Why? That's stupid. I'm gonna look into that. One moment, please. Okay. So, I managed to get it working. Is audio still working? Yes, it is. Cool. So, basically, I figured it must have something to do with not having, like, autosaves or something, which, thinking back on it, kinda dumb. So, I was kind of at a loss, so I was like, okay, fine. I'll do the thing, so I asked AI, blah, 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 blah. But it kind of walked me through it. It was like, oh yeah, so since it's technically different versions of the game, it's the saves won't carry over. And I'm like, oh, and the saves and data and unlocked stuff and all that won't carry over, which, okay, makes sense. So it says, enter these commands after enabling developer mode in the console, which is just tick console, in a right-click Portal with RTX in your Steam library. Go to Properties, General tab, Launch Options, add Dash Console, and launch the game. In-game, open the console. Press backtick/tilde key below Escape, and this is how it opens up now. And then it's just open the console, enter SV_cheats1, and then SV_unlocked chapters 19. And then it gave me an alternative command, which probably was a hallucination, but look what it did. I can do it now. So, thank you, AI. Useful. Toss my phone onto the bed. Got my headphone wire all good. I think we're good. Okay.
Welcome to
Game name here.
Hopefully you've already had a chance to enjoy the offbeat perspective and new game mechanic of Portal. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshair over the floating commentary symbol and press your use key. To stop a commentary node, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press the use key again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game in order to show something to you. In these cases, simply press your use key again to stop the commentary. Please let me know what you think after you've had a chance to play, as we think we are just at the beginning of taking advantage of this type of gameplay. I can be reached at gaben@valvesoftware.com. Thanks, and have fun.
Well, that was sweet. He just kind of wakes up in his pile of money and he's like, oh man, I've got new emails from people. Anyways, I will say that you might hear my mouse and keyboard. I've done everything I can, but literally the only thing that'll make it so that you can't hear it is if I, like, destroy the voice capture that I've got. Because...
Hello, and again, welcome to...
Sorry. Because, if I up the, or if I down the sensitivity enough to where you can't hear that, you also can't hear everything I'm saying. I basically have to constantly talk like this, with my face literally an inch from the microphone, and that doesn't exactly sound good now, does it? So, I'm not gonna do that, so you might hear some of the, you might hear some of that, and worse, you might hear some of the, I'm sorry, I've done everything I can to try and mitigate it. I'm not great with OBS, and I'm not great with audio. I've already said that multiple times, and I'm also deaf, so that doesn't fucking help now, does it? And I keep telling myself, dude, you've got 200 subscribers on YouTube, which, thank you, by the way. Like, you don't need to worry about that. So, we're leaving it as is. I'm just gonna make this 1 or 2 videos. We'll see. Because I'm sure that it'll take me a lot longer to listen to the, these things. So, it might be 3, 4, 5 videos. Maybe? We'll see. I'm probably just gonna stick to 1 hour per video. But, yeah.
The Aperture Science Computer Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all enrichment center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from... Stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Alright. I'm not going to show you this because it's boring, but I'm going to redo the controls from how I remember them so that it's not as much keyboard stuff. So, one moment, please. Okay, after I've changed all of one key, which is the use key, so you can hear me pressing it with my mouse now.
Your business is appreciated.
Did the fucking toilet just talk to me? Also, look at this chunky thing. Looks like it's fully modeled, too. Oh god, I just said fully modeled in a Half-Life 2 game. Oh no. But it's also high quality. Like, look at that pen. That pen is modeled on there. That's cool. Please, shut up.
One of the things we learned from Narbacular Drop, our student project that became Portal, was that players often thought portals took them into other spaces, or even other dimensions. To help fight that notion, we start players in a visually unique room with memorable objects, so that when they walk through a portal for the first time, they have a clear point of reference which communicates the idea that they're still in the same basic location. For instance, the radio, which is playing an instrumental version of Still Alive, helps as well by providing some audio continuity.
Neat. And I can just listen to it
One
again.
of the things
And stop it. Okay, good to know. Wait, do these things also have ray tracing on them? That's ridiculous. Yeah, so ray tracing is basically this, where it's super fancy graphics effects. In fact, I can probably show you what it looks like if it's on low, which looks kind of gross. Like there was some weird fog haze up there. Yeah, what is all this? So let's put this back up to ultra. Save settings, close. Much better. So yeah, it does just a lot of stuff with lights and glass and reflections and everything, so the game's gonna look a lot prettier.
It's absolutely critical that players quickly wrap their heads around what a portal is. We noticed early playtesters grasped the concept much more quickly when they caught a glimpse of themselves through a portal. So we deliberately positioned this first portal to ensure that players will invariably see themselves.
That jumping is so derpy. It's like I just teleport up there. Cool. Hello.
These frosted glass observation rooms make the player feel as if they're being watched at all
This lady's name is Realm Lovejoy? That's impressive.
times, while keeping the identity of these watchers a mystery. The rooms serve a practical purpose as well, since we often use them as convenient and logical light sources for the test chambers.
Oh, also, since I'm using an AMD GPU, there's no frame generation in here. I think those are fake frames anyways, so I really don't care for it. I do love this new button, though. I played through this area just to test the frame rate and all that, to see how the game would handle stuff. So this is literally as far as I've gone. So, yeah.
Portal is effectively an extended player training exercise. We spend a huge portion of the game introducing a series of gameplay tools, then layering those tools into increasingly difficult puzzles. This layering starts here, where we train the button and box mechanic, before introducing the more complicated concept of portals.
This aperture science material emancipation grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it. For instance, the aperture science weighted storage cube.
Hold on, her. Did it override? I love the sound quality thing. That's so funny. Anyways, that was an absurd amount of talking all at once, and I'm sorry about that. I'll try not to let it do that again. But without further ado, continue on. Wow, look at all this. That's pretty. Look at those lights. So you can probably see like how nice the lighting looks on each of those walls. And oh my goodness, look at that shit. This is so cool. Look at this glossy stuff. It's so neat. Anyways.
Please place the weighted storage cube on the 1500 megawatt aperture science heavy duty super colliding super button.
A lot of super there.
We wanted players to feel safe while standing in a portal, so we never kill them or destroy objects within a portal that's closing. Instead, we either push or teleport objects out of a portal as it closes.
That's actually kind of smart. I never thought about that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at the cube. Look at that. Oh, those lights. Oh, it'll be right here, won't it? Yes, it will. There we go.
Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test.
Look at this. Look at the reflections in there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. A lot of these videos are just going to be me flagellating over how pretty this looks. because dang, it looks pretty.
We very deliberately introduce and train each gameplay concept in Portal, so that once players reach this spot, we're confident that they know what a portal is and roughly how it works. Early versions of the game let players stumble through the beginning, without always understanding what was going on, which really compromised teaching new concepts. The puzzle you just finished was designed so that stumbling around will almost always lead to a dead end. Completing the puzzle requires walking through a minimum of 5 portals in a specific order. This kind of gating, in which a solid understanding of key gameplay concept is required for success, helped standardize the learning curve of the game tremendously.
Huh. Neat. I also love how we're using all these updated hyper-polygonal assets. Like, I'm pretty sure all the divots in the wall are actually there. But we're still using this low-poly message cube. Like, there's one polygon here, one there. Who am I kidding? I love it. But, like, yeah, that shadow is also RTX. It's basically just it's a revamping of the rendering engine. You can look up videos that explain it better than I could ever. So, yeah. Also, something you may have noticed is I'm now uploading in 1440p. Yeah, I got myself a new monitor. It costs like $100 more than the previous monitor. Yeah, this one is 1440p, like 180 hertz, but I'm not going to be recording at 144 hertz because we're fine at 60. Look at these walls.
You're doing very well. Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol, but is an unintended side effect of the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grip.
Ace Mac.
In semi-rare cases, emancipate dental fillings, crowns, tooth enamel, and teeth.
This is the one where I get the portal gun, isn't it?
In early versions of this map, playtesters would charge down the stairs without noticing what was creating the portals. We introduced a mandatory pause in the action, what we call a gate, to help ensure that players stop and notice the portal gun making the blue portal. A particle effect and a loud noise helped draw their attention.
Whee! Whee! Gimme!
Very good. You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device. With it, you can create your own portals. These intradimensional gates have proven to be completely safe. The device, however, has not. Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should you...
Oh, okay, cool. Really? I can't put one here? Nope. Okay. Looks like we're still using the old assets, though. That doesn't matter. Chell is cute, but she's not my type. I usually like when somebody talks to me. Also, isn't this supposed to be blue? Why's it got orange prongs on it? Is that how it's always been? I'm second guessing myself now.
Please proceed to the chamber lock. Mind the gap.
What was it? What was the throw button? Who cares?
This room was designed to make players understand that entrance and exit portals aren't tied to the color of the portal. Playtesters often assumed that orange portals were exit only, so we created this puzzle to force players to enter an orange portal.
I never thought of that. Granted, I think I've watched a lot of Portal before I actually ever played the game. In fact, I think I played it on my uncle's Ouya.
When rendering the player's view through a portal, we must render a separate image using a virtual camera which looks out of the opposite portal. To obtain a correct image and efficient rendering performance, we render only what is visible to the limited field of view of the opposite portal and exclude objects which lie between the virtual camera and the plane of the opposite portal.
Yep. It's very smart, because otherwise it's extremely
Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested.
extremely computationally expensive, is what I was going to say.
The combination of portal-destroying fields, which we call fizzlers, and the elevators serve a dual purpose. They provide a clearly identifiable endpoint for each test chamber, while also addressing the more practical problem of how to keep players from portaling across level loads. We eventually integrated the fizzlers into several of our puzzle designs.
The test chamber. I think that this little part right here, it's not blue when there's no portal. I don't remember the button, because that was gray when I walked into the fizzler.
Welcome to Test Chamber 4. You're doing quite well.
What? Hold on. Okay, I'm scanning this. One moment. Oh, wait, I threw my phone so far into my bed. There we go. Got it. Alright. Open camera. Come on. Recognize. Boy, it's not gonna like it because it's this QR code is not supported. Okay, thanks. Is this a ray traced QR code? This is fucking stupid shit. I'm sure you can look up what that is. Also, you've got a little logo there now. Cool. God, this button looks so cool. That is awesome. Like, you can see the scratches in it. That is insane. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
For training purposes, there's generally just one correct solution to these early puzzles. The original version of this room didn't have the glass barrier. Playtesters would often stand on the button to open the door and then shoot a blue portal through the opening, bypassing the box entirely. Since this puzzle was meant to illustrate the relationship between boxes and buttons, that solution, while clever, was a failure. So we added the glass barrier to prevent it. Later in the game, however, the puzzles become more open-ended.
Something that I like about Valve, and I'm sure many people have said this before, is that Gabe, even though he's obviously like the head honcho and he's also just like the most well-known member, obviously, because of all the memes and everything, he really does take a step back. Like, all of the developers are talking in here, it's not just him. He was the one that introduced it, and that's pretty much it. But also, like, I'm pretty sure the what is it? The credits are in alphabetical order, so he's in the last names that begin with N section. I almost said the N section, and then I realized that probably sounds a bit bad. Also, I'm sorry, I'm turning my head. There is something written right here on this wire. Superflex something. I don't know.
Integrating portals with Source Engine's physics system was a complex process that required several iterations to achieve the right balance of performance and correctness. Because portals can be placed virtually anywhere in the game's environment, the physics system had to be modified to allow dynamic changes to its representation of colliding geometry, such as the walls and floor around this box, and any objects which may lie on the opposite side of the portal. Initial implementations of this dynamic collision generation system could take up to 1/2 of 1 second, or 500 milliseconds, to compute the correct collision. This may not sound like a long time in everyday life, but this pause during the portal creation was quite noticeable in the context of a game. Ultimately, we designed a system that creates temporary hybrid physics environments in bubbles around the portals, using less accurate collision than that produced by Source's standard collision generation, but was accurate enough in practice and reduced the time to create dynamic collision representation from 500 milliseconds to just 10 milliseconds, which is an imperceptible pause during portal creation.
Wow, okay. Oh yeah, it's not super precise, as you can see. Huh. Neat. Hold on, I want this one too.
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
Silence, bureaucrat. Oh, these orange lights are so pretty with the HDR monitor I've got. Oh yeah, the monitor I have also does HDR. It looks fantastic. That didn't make the fizzle noise. Why? Nor did that. Why? Yeah, look. Portal gun's now gray. And as soon as I fire, it goes blue. Interesting. Wonder what that means. Can't wait to get the blue and orange portal gun. That'll be cool. Light. I love that fluorescent hum that they added.
For your own safety, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
You already said that.
Early versions of Portal featured more detailed, cluttered environments, much like Half-Life 2. We quickly realized that unnecessary objects scattered all over the place distracted players to the point where it actually interfered with the Portal training process. So we simplified the art style to favor clean, focused test chambers. The modular approach we settled on makes it look plausible that the chambers can reform dynamically on these pistons.
Yeah, and I also wonder if, like, there's this thing called objective and subjective.
Certain objects may be vital to your success. Do not disrupt testing apparatus.
There's this thing called objective and subjective, and objective is basically what is reality, what is fact. So it is an objective fact that the sun is a star. And then there's the subjective, which is basically opinions. It is my opinion that video games are fun to play. And that does lead to a weird quandary where you can have objective opinions where it is my opinion that the sun is a star. But that's besides the point I want to make. The point I want to make is GLaDOS designed these test chambers, as far as I know. And there is something very objective about these test chambers. They are basically very well designed to, oh, I need to go up there, right. They are designed to test, and that's about it. Of course, there's like, you know, all these pretty little lights and everything, so it isn't, you know, beige cubes and everything, but you can tell that this design is way too minimal and clean to be human. Like, there's going to be stuff like this around, and oh my goodness, that is very detailed. Anyways, however, and you know, like, everything's grid-based, so you know, we've got these grids of squares and a neatly placed portal right there, and then you've got the human stuff, which is the subjective, and then they can just do that, or that, or that. You know? It's interesting. I was gonna say, I wonder if I can get in there.
As part of a required test protocol, our previous statement suggesting that we would not monitor this chamber was an outright fabrication. Good job. As part of a required test protocol, we will stop enhancing the truth in 3, 2...
Ow. I wonder if... Whoa. I wonder if, I don't think I missed a speech bubble in that room, actually. I am going to check just in case. It is, oh, it is, yeah, there's your date for the video, by the way. There you go. Yeah, buddy. Alright.
For your own safety,
Ow.
do not destroy vital testing apparatus. Certain objects may be vital to your success. Do not destroy testing apparatus.
Okay. There was not a speech bubble down there. Alright. Thunk. Alright, I'm not gonna listen to that one again, because, you know, we already... we already listened to that one. Although, for completion's sake.
Early versions of Portal featured more detailed cluttered environments, much like Half-Life 2. We quickly realized that the necessary objects scattered all over the place.
Okay, alright, so everybody's gonna start talking all at once, and we're just going to overwhelm you with so much talking, and it's just gonna be absurd. It's just gonna be crazy, alright? Yeah, I'm even getting overstimulated a little, okay? Ow. I'm so sorry. That was probably really distressing to listen to. Why are you guys still wobbling? God, you're freaking me out. Yeah, there's no noise. Interesting. I've always liked that noise. Oh, it started before I even got on. I've always liked the Emancipation Grill noise. Whoa, yeah, speaking of lights.
While safety is one of many Enrichment Center goals, the Aperture Science high-energy pellet seen to the left of the chamber can and has caused permanent disabilities such as vaporization. Please be careful.
And then blue gun.
Unbelievable. You.
Subject name here.
Must be the pride of.
Subject hometown here.
That's a pretty looking thing. Okay. Any other speech bubbles? New? Alright.
To make puzzles deeper than just teleporting to the exit, we had to include surfaces that won't hold a portal, which are formally introduced here. We experimented with several surface designs before we settled on this one, whose visual noise and reflectivity make it easy to identify at a distance.
Oh yeah. It's also black, which usually means no. Or, I guess black is usually connotated with evil, which you can think about the connotations of that, if you will, but, you know, there's always the fact that, like, you see all of the portals here opening up on white, and you never see a portal ever open up on black, so... There are some white surfaces that won't work. No. Like so. Whoa. What is that? There's like a rainbow effect right there. That was cool. Alright.
Warning devices are required on all mobile equipment. However, alarms and flashing hazard lights have been found to agitate the high-energy pellet and have therefore been disabled for your safety. Good. Now use the Aperture Science unstationary scaffold to reach the chamber lock.
Unstationary scaffold. The little, like, flame thing that comes out here is super cool. Like, you see how it kind of trails behind its origin like that? That's such a neat effect. And that's probably what would happen in real life.
Originally, these scaffolds ran on electrified tracks, but crafty playtesters would hop along the rails to the exit, bypassing the puzzle entirely. We tried to solve this by killing players as soon as they touched the rails. That solution ended up being too much of an overcorrection, as even skilled playtesters were getting frustrated by these one-hit kills in the more complex puzzles later in the game. Making the scaffolds run along immaterial beams of light solved both problems.
Yeah, that is a smart idea. Yeah, there's that rainbow effect again. Right up there. What is that?
Please note that we have added a consequence for failure. Any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck.
Man, look at that light. So it goes through there. Alright, so it goes through the portal. Yeah. There we go. Okay, now I have time to think. Right, okay, so if I put a portal there, it's gonna bounce off and hit that thing. Doink. Neat. Okay. So the question is, how do I get there? Probably by doing something like this. Can I?
We previously talked about how we handle static portal collision, but collision with moving objects on the other side of a portal is a completely different and equally hard problem.
Yep.
Walking onto this scaffold was a very iffy proposition for the first few months of development. We solved the problem of colliding with these dynamic objects by cloning the objects from one portal to the other and strictly controlling what objects are allowed to collide with each other and how they're allowed to collide.
Very impressive. Please note that any appearance of danger is merely a device to enhance your testing experience.
That was a perfect ending of the little speech bubble there, and then GLaDOS talking to me. That was impressive. Couldn't have timed that better if I tried. And I didn't. Alright, next up. Whatever chamber this is, 7?
The Enrichment Center regrets to inform you that this next test is impossible.
Oh, okay.
Make no attempt to solve it.
Really, it doesn't turn my portal gun white like the other ones. Alright.
Because our test chamber environments were simplified for training purposes, we created visual hotspots within the rooms to guide players' attention. The design is essentially a balance between round objects.
That's really annoying. Is there a way I can turn off GLaDOS? Audio. Does not seem like it. Alright, sorry.
And sharp objects. The sharp objects representing background elements, and the round objects, such as doors and movable props, comprising our points of visual interest.
Alright, let's try that again.
Because our test chamber environments were simplified for training purposes, we created visual hotspots within the rooms to guide players.
I'm going to fucking shoot somebody.
The Enrichment Center offers its most sincere apologies on the occasion of this unsolvable test environment.
Okay.
Because our test chamber environments were simplified for training purposes, we created visual hotspots within the rooms to guide players' attention. The design is essentially a balance between round objects and sharp objects. The sharp objects representing background elements, and the round objects.
I'm going to
such as doors.
If we were you, we would quit now.
Alright, fine. Say something else, huh? Say something. Say something, huh? Nothing? Nothing? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna fucking finish the problem first. Alright, how about that, you cock?
No one will blame you. Fantastic. You remain resolute and resourceful in an atmosphere of extreme pessimism.
An atmosphere of you not shutting the fuck up! Anyways.
Because our test chamber environments were simplified for training purposes, we created visual hotspots within the rooms to guide players' attention. The design is essentially a balance between round objects and sharp objects. The sharp objects representing background elements, and the round objects, such as doors and movable props, comprising our points of visual interest.
Really? Huh. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Interesting.
For the first few months of development, we rendered the views through portals to 2 off-screen textures. This approach was easy to implement and was compatible with a wide range of graphics hardware. Unfortunately, this method was incompatible with anti-aliasing and consumed a large amount of video memory in order to handle recursive views through several portals. Because of these disadvantages, we switched to a system which renders portal views recursively into the frame buffer with the aid of the stencil buffer to isolate pixels corresponding to a given portal. This is a more effective scheme because it is compatible with anti-aliasing and does not consume any additional video memory for off-screen textures.
I have 16 gigs of video memory. You don't need to worry about that anymore. I'm sorry, are there even reflections on these little circles? That's absurd. And speaking of video memory. Okay. Like, I'm not even oh! Hey. Huh. Interesting. So it's back to white now. So, yeah. I'm not even angry at GLaDOS because she's a murderous, psychopathic robot. I'm angry at her because she won't shut the fuck up and let me listen to my dialogue bubbles. Is there a mute GLaDOS cheat? Because I would like to use that.
Hello again. To reiterate, previous one. Momentum.
That's not how wires work.
Portal momentum ended up being the hardest concept to convey. For this series of puzzles, which went through more design iterations than virtually any other part of the game,
oh yeah,
we introduced the idea of redirecting your momentum using portals, slowly, step by step. We even have the AI voice pretty explicitly explain the elements of the puzzle, something we avoided throughout most of the rest of the game.
Huh. I can also go down here. Alright, so. Yoink. Yep, suck my cock.
Using gravity to fall into one portal so that you come rocketing out the other portal, a skill we call flinging, was another difficult concept to train. We designed a specific visual cue, a pushed-out concrete block with checkerboard tile above a pit, to indicate to players that it's time to use the fling maneuver. Repeated several times, this cue helps players associate pushed-out concrete slabs with flinging, in much the same way that players learn to associate cubes with buttons.
Where there's a cube, there's a button.
Spectacular. You appear to understand how a portal affects forward momentum, or to be more precise, how it does not.
That almost sounds like a Gmail line. Or to be more precise, how it does not. Something like that. Oh.
Originally.
Oh, I can play those from very far away.
These exit portal surfaces were static geometry in the final position, but playtesters stubbornly refused to look up to find them. This is another example of the classic game design problem of coaxing players to look up. By putting the portals on moving pistons, we were able to start them in a position that players were more likely to see.
Interesting. I am so sorry about that. I am going to very heavily mute that. One moment, please. Alright, so. I am so tired of this woman.
Previous one. Momentum.
Portal momentum ended up being the hardest concept to convey. For this series of puzzles, which went through more...
So I titled that area in the message to myself in the future for editing as a mic punch, because that's kind of what it was. I smacked the microphone over while I was trying to go back to the keyboard.
Using gravity to fall into one portal so that you come rock.
Yep, we already listened to that one. Whee!
Spectacular. You appear to understand how a portal affects forward momentum, or to be more precise, how it does not.
Alright, so. I'll let you guys listen to this one
Originally,
again.
These exit portal surfaces were static geometry in the final position.
Momentum,
The playtesters
a function of mass and velocity, is conserved between portals. In layman's terms, speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Okay.
Originally, these exit portal surfaces were static geometry in the final position, but playtesters stubbornly refused to look up to find them. This is another example of the classic game design problem of coaxing players to look up. By putting the portals on moving pistons, we were able to start them in a position that players were more likely to see.
Dear God, I looked outside because it's been a winter stormy outside, and it was so bright because of the snow and the ground. Anyways, enough blinding me. Also, speaking of blinding, like the blue being so bright that it's actually white there. I don't think that was a thing in the original game. All right.
The Enrichment Center promises to always provide a safe testing environment. In dangerous testing environments, the Enrichment Center promises to always provide useful advice. For instance, the floor here will kill you. Try to avoid it.
Alright.
We found that rather than looking into portals to see where it went, playtesters would often leap blindly to their doom. In response to this observation, the moral of this puzzle is look before you leap. The safe orange portal is out of the player's view from this balcony. That forces them to peer through a portal to see it, which trains players in the remote viewing capabilities of portals.
You can tell they're good at game design because they're doing it subtly and not, you know, by force. Alright, is GLaDOS gonna start talking? No? Cool.
Originally, a weighted button was used to open the far door, but playtesters so strongly associated boxes with buttons that they'd get stuck searching hopelessly for a box. We changed the big button to a pedestal-mounted push button, thus removing the box association, but playtesters still had trouble realizing they needed to shoot a portal through the door. Adding a ticking timer sound when the door was open cued players that the puzzle expected them to act during that time, which solved the problem.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna need a box somewhere, I think? No. No, he brought up a box. Right, okay. So just throw that in there. Meanwhile...
This room is designed to build anticipation for the big moment when players finally get the fully powered portal gun. The puzzle path brings you in a circle around the device, so that it's virtually always in sight, right up until you grab it.
Oh my god, that almost killed me. Okay, it's gonna teleport over there now. Cool. Alright. So it's gonna happen there now. Okay, so... Wait, where's the button? Huh, must have went down there. So is that thing gonna do one of its balls? Question mark? God, it shot me. Oh, do I need to hit a button in here somewhere? Is the game broken? Oh, it already hit. I didn't realize that.
The device has been modified so that it can now manufacture optional test protocol, we are pleased to present an amusing fact. The device is now more valuable than the organs and combined incomes of everyone in.
Subject hometown, yes.
Anyways. What's that do? What does that do? Ah. Alright. There's no way I can jump over there, so we're gonna have to wait for this damn thing. So we can just do that? Oh god. Probably almost squished me. I do like this music though. Valve has always had great music, in my opinion. It's underrated. I don't see many people talking about it. Talio! Pretty.
Player training doesn't always stick.
Right, she's gonna start talking, isn't she? Of course not.
Player training. Fling yourself. Fling into space.
Portal is now a rage game.
Player training doesn't always stick, especially after the introduction of a big new concept. For instance, after they had acquired the fully powered portal device, playtesters often forgot about the fling maneuver. Since it's such an important skill, this puzzle is designed to reintroduce the idea of flinging.
That guy's accent is interesting. But also, yes, that makes sense. Okay, so there's shit up there, seemingly. Okay. Back to where I started. Alright. So, blue. Orange. Okay. Blue. Orange. Alright, next up. Button. Interesting. Right. Doink. Alright. And... oh, just barely made... whoa. Oh yeah, it was. I was like, how did I get that much, like, upward momentum from something that's, perpendicular to the, floor? Nope, it was angled. I completely forgot about that. These cubes look so pretty, too. Bunk. Alright. One more jump. Fucker. There we go. Shh. Wait. So pretty. Forgive me, I was looking at my computer's stats. Since I'm running such an intensive game and I'm playing I'm actually making my computer run for the first time, it kind of stressing it out for the first time. I've got Task Manager and Hardware Monitor from CPU ID open. In case you're curious, the GPU's at 58 degrees Celsius and the CPU is bouncing between 34-ish Celsius. Oh, one core is at 28 Celsius. And the hotspot in the VRMs are at 45 and 52 Celsius. So we're doing really good. Alright, GLaDOS, do your thing.
You are in control of both portals. This next test could take a very, very long time. If you become lightheaded from thirst, feel free to pass out. An intubation associate will be dispatched to revive you with peptic salve and adrenaline.
When we moved from largely placeholder art to our final visual design, this was the first level to get a facelift. We chose this map because it had many of our gameplay elements integrated into a relatively small space. The test chamber art direction was designed to make everything appear purposefully placed. The simple design helps focus players on the puzzles. It also provides a nice contrast to the later, much less sterile behind-the-scenes environments, which contributes to a clear sense of progression.
Thank you, Mr. Australia. Yoink. Alright, so that goes up there. And put this here, ab you. That works.
This is the first map in which we experimented with solving the puzzle in as few portal placements as possible. We tried to fit that concept into the story mode, but were never quite able to sell it. Instead of abandoning the idea altogether, we added the concept to a series of post-game challenge maps.
Interesting. Huh. Alright.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Yes, it was. And I enjoyed every second of it. Jesus Christ, I can't. Go right there. There we go. Alright, and then you there. I wonder how much electricity is in... How much electricity is in one of those little ball things. Nailed it. See if I can get this one. Try that again. Okay, bit further there. God damn it. Hey, there it is. Yoink.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed. As part of a previously mentioned required test protocol, we can no longer lie to you. When the testing is over, you will be missed.
A problem we came across with virtually any puzzle involving boxes and doors was that the players could portal the boxes to the other side of the door, thereby trapping themselves in a room with buttons but no boxes. We set up special triggers to detect and handle these cases, and then added the box delivery tubes to ensure players could always be supplied with the required tools.
There's actually a great video on that, about all the soft locks in Portal and Portal 2. And there's a couple of them that they missed, believe it or not. Also, we are coming up on the end of this video. So, I will be stopping this video soon. As soon as the elevator gets there. Alright. So, the bonus maps is really trying to get my attention there, isn't it? Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy. God damn it, everything is noisy. I'm sorry, I just bumped my table. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. This has been a lot of fun, and it's been very interesting to learn about this kind of stuff. So, yeah. This has been a Who Lover, signing off. Peace.